Okay, I'm going to try this again. I had bad reception. So, first of all, I guess I'd like to say thanks to everybody who's supporting me through all this, and for all the donations. It's unbelievable, the amount of generosity out there. And also, I wanted to talk just briefly about what comes along with this. And there's a reason why people stay silent. The emotions that I have, since I've come out with BPD awareness and said that I'm BPD and I'm trying to raise a stink and I'm giving updates and all this stuff, it opens up a whole world of emotions. I can't explain it. It is like a freight train, and it is very difficult to deal with, and there's a reason why people stay silent with mental illness and with BPD, and people don't want this attention, and they don't, but in order, I don't want the attention, but I look at it as the disorder does. The stigma does want the attention, and unless there's a carrier, nothing's going to change. So it is very difficult to deal with everything that's going on now. A part of me feels I don't deserve it. Part of me feels I'm going to screw it up, all those things I talked about before. So this has been very difficult. To some, maybe it would be exciting to, and everything, but it is extremely difficult. But I'm going to continue to do it because I know that this is the right thing. One of the things that happened this morning after my little experience with the interview and not being able to get into a quiet spot, I was so upset. I mean, we are treated, people out in the streets are treated differently, and I see that firsthand. And so it was frustrating, but I got out of myself right away, and it helped. One of the things that happened is I had a phone interview this morning at 11. I nailed the interview. I really, it's going to be a great opportunity, a recruiting opportunity, and I feel that I will hopefully get a job offer. So as soon as I left that interview, I walk out, and there's WHO TV in Des Moines 13 reporter. And I went up to him and I said, hey, I talked to your producer a couple days ago about the story, and was just wondering what, they said they'd get back to me. And he knew my name right away. He knew me, and he said, Ross, he's like, yeah, we definitely want to move forward with this story. Then comes the part where I am opening myself up and exposing myself in a time where I need to get off the streets, and I need to get income and provide for myself and my family. And so right away I was frantic. I didn't know what to do. And I texted a friend, and and she had said, she didn't want to sway me either way. Go with your heart. What do you feel is right? And because if this story runs, then I am going to put a face and a name, and I just nailed that interview. If I would stay quiet, I probably would get an offer. I feel that confident. But it's a tough decision. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run with the story. So the reporter's going to meet with me tomorrow. We're going to talk about BPD. We're going to talk about mental illness, the awareness, the lack of resources, and we're going to talk about homelessness. And he wants to talk. He wants to follow me around in the afternoon. We're going to go to some places and look for some donations. And they're gonna run with the story. So I'm putting myself. I know I mentioned in my post it could be controversial. I know that some people out there, and some people would want me to stay quiet in this situation, and especially because I'm accepting GoFundMe, where I'm trying to get off the streets, and I'm asking for help for you to get me off the streets. Yet I'm putting myself in a position where there could be discrimination if this, because this story I think is going to run tomorrow night, and it's a pretty high viewership, and there's a chance that those hiring managers are going to see the story, and with the stigma of mental illness and everything that went on, you know, in my life, and you know, in the Des Moines Register article, everything there, you know, that could prevent me from obtaining employment. And I thought about it, and you know, I did. Obviously, I'm gonna move forward with this story. So I did contact the staffing firm, and I told her exactly what was going on. Some would think I'm absolutely crazy for doing that, but the staffing firm, they're working through, it's actually through Wells Fargo, and so basically, if, you know, I told her that this is what you're going to see in the story, and I'm going to run with it, and I told her the truth about BPD. I told her the truth about being out in the streets right now, and she commended me, and it actually put me into tears. She said, keep doing what you're doing, and she said, and let's hope for the best. And you know, if an organization didn't want me to work for them because of past mental illness, and now me trying to raise awareness and help others, especially here out in the streets, then you know, you shouldn't want to work for that organization anyway. And I completely agree, but it's very, very tough, very hard decision. So anyway, I want to give that update, and just one more quick thing in regards to my previous post about the individual who had the pistol in his mouth, and a woman walked by and talked him out of it. That same individual I saw the first night that I was down here, and I was scared because he had a knife in his ankle, and he had his shirt off, and he was just, you know, not a normal looking guy, and so I was scared. Well, it turns out I just came back and talked to him a little bit ago at the gas station, and I told him what was going on, and I asked if I could include that, you know, his story in tomorrow's story with the WHO, and he said, yeah, for sure. And then it's ironic that we were talking about, he said, well, go down by the river, that's a safe spot. I said, yeah, that's where I've been kind of staying, you know, about half the time or whatever. And he said, yeah, there's a table down there. I said, yeah, I know. I said, that's the table I slept on last night. And he said, that's my table. And so it's kind of ironic that the individual that I first thought was going to hurt me, you know, I'm going down, and I was using his table to sleep on that night. And the guy is a wonderful guy. He talked today about how people view him out in the streets and view people with mental illness, that they're just crazy, and the homelessness are just crazy people. And I told him, I said, you know, I said I was one of those people before I came out here. I was one of those judgmental, pardon my language, assholes who looked at him and looked at homelessness, and that he looked different, and he had a knife in his sock. And I told him up front, I said, I was one of those people. And I said, so part of what I want to do is talk about that in the story tomorrow. You know, that this guy he's a wonderful guy. He has severe mental illness, and he doesn't know what to do. So anyway, I just want to give a short update today, but I am going to run with the story on WHO, and I'm going to continue to try to find work, you know, and give back when I can. I don't know if I can find food for, you know, for places every day, but I'm going to do at least something every day to try to give back to people on the streets. And even when I'm on my feet, I'm going to make the commitment to do, you know, once a week or something, where I come down, whether it's baking cookies or buying cookies or a pizza, and just going down and doing something once a week, because I know life's going to change. I'm not going to have this time available to do this stuff once I'm working and you know, family life again, and all these, you know, the responsibilities that are included with getting well. But I am going to make the commitment to do something, you know, to help them out once I am off the streets. So you know, I apologize to those individuals, and there are some out there who feel that I'm putting this whole thing at risk with the job by moving forward with tomorrow's story. But I feel it's the right thing to do, and honestly, I am proud of myself, and it's hard for me to say that because of my natural instinct to shy away and to stay silent. Silence equals death. You know, people aren't talking about this stuff. People aren't putting a face to the disorder. They don't want to go public with it because they're afraid of discrimination, and that's exactly why people die from this disorder, is the silence. That's exactly why there's the lack of resources out there, because people don't even know they have this disorder. And I'm realistic, and I don't expect life, you know, and our mental health system to change because I'm going on TV tomorrow or anything like that. I'm realistic about this, but it has to start somewhere. There has to be a voice. There has to be somebody that's talking about this shit. Otherwise, nothing's going to change. And even if I can help just, you know, one person or a couple people out there, that's worth it to me. If I came back and tomorrow or next week and they said, you know, because of this, that I wasn't going to get the job, I know it would probably be because of the story, because I am qualified for this position and the interview couldn't have gone better. Even if that happened, there's another company out there that would accept me for me, and so I'm gonna, you know, but I'm hoping that they'll move forward anyway, and I can continue to do what I'm doing. So thank you, everybody, again for everything, and and I'll keep you updated on what's going on in the near future. So go Cubs! Still wearing the same shirt. It stinks. See ya. Okay, now I'm trying to turn this thing off and I don't even know how to do it. Live. How do you turn this thing off? Somebody tell me. No, that's my bike. Okay, X? No. Anyway. Oh, finish. See you guys.